Hello, I am making a very quick strawberry jam. We had a container of sliced strawberries and we've been eating out of it, but they're kind of just past the phase where you can eat them fresh. So I thought, I don't want to let them go to waste. I mean, I could have easily fed them to the chickens. They would have had a feast. However, they were still quite yummy. So I pulsed them in my NutriBullet right there. And just till they were kind of roughly, it's thick, you know, all the juices and all the pulp. And I've added 2 squirts of raspberry, where is it? Raspberry agave nectar, just for a tiny little bit of added sweetness. And I'm going to let this cook till it starts to get a little thicker, and we're going to have fresh strawberry jam that has to be used in the next week or 2. So when I mentioned to Polly that I was doing this, he said, oh, silver dollar pancakes, so we might have silver dollar pancakes for dinner tomorrow again for Meatless Monday with this syrup sauce concoction. And if you wanted to get a little gourmet or fancy schmancy, you can add a couple of sprigs of mint to it. I'm not going to do that because mint can get overpowering when it cooks and releases, you know, all the oils from the leaves. Plus, I don't know whether Polly would love that. You can also add a few pink peppercorns for a tiny little bit of bite in the background. So there's a couple of different things you could do to make this taste just a little different than just plain strawberries, although plain strawberries are pretty delicious. So after that's done, I have to make my little seedling container, so I'm going to do that while this is cooling before I put that in a jar to put in the fridge. So it's not quite at the consistency I want. I want it to simmer for a little longer, but I want to babysit it because there's nothing worse than bubbling up content that has a lot of sugar in it, which this does. Strawberries are naturally high in sugar content. Plus I added some of that agave to really mess up your stove. See how it starts to bubble up? I just want to be near it to kind of babysit it. And it's quite tasty. I've tasted it already. Even once it was just initially pureed, it was quite tasty. I could have easily drank that whole thing myself, but I thought I would share and make something that both Polly and I could enjoy. And I just had, hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had a sneezing fit and I didn't need to do that in front of you on camera next to food. So I shut the camera off, turned away, and sneezed, blew my nose, and I'm back. What was I yammering about? Meatless Monday tomorrow, probably silver dollar pancakes. Oh, I had a giant salad today already. I enjoyed my salad last night so much that I think I might have dreamt about it in my sleep. So I made some more, and I had a big bowl of it. And I think Polly had Chinese leftovers for lunch, because it's lunchtime, it's around 1 o'clock already. I've already watered the garden, seen the chicks and the chickens. I think Polly has taken the dogs to the park this morning before I even got up. I looked through the Sunday paper. I've made out my list of what I need to pick up or any deals that are available at CVS, Walgreens, Aldi's, that kind of thing. So I have that in my file effects already, and I guess if you're interested I could show that to you guys as well. And then I want to transfer my little seedlings to the bigger little containers that I'm going to make after I make this. So I'll take you guys outside with me. It's beautiful outside, sunny. I think it's in the mid-60s, maybe 70. It's just beautiful, lovely. So I figure might as well enjoy the outdoors before it gets hot and humid and we're building bound again. Right, Mosky? Right, Mose? Look how thick it is now. It smelled, the whole house smells like strawberries. And look, while I was waiting, I made my little grow containers for the seedlings to be transferred into. So I'm going to turn this off and let it cool. And then I can pour it in a glass container, put it in the refrigerator. And we can eat it on top of silver dollar pancakes, vanilla ice cream. I can add it to a smoothie as a little strawberry essence additive. I'm going to continue making these from a couple of paper towel rolls that I have, and all it is actually, I have a whole video on how to make these, so I'll include a link in the description, and right here, pop, so you can make that if you need them, because it's stuff that ends up in the recycler anyway, right? Alright, I'm going to turn this off. The whole house has been perfumed by the smell of yummy strawberries. Here's my little soldiers all lined up. They're upside down, but this was just 3 paper towel rolls. Made all of these little seedling containers. Easy peasy, watching TV, and I was doing that. Right, Polly?
Yep, eating towels.
What?
So I'm eating towels.
Oh, Polly's having General Tso's chicken.
Bash.
Yeah, he's really enjoying it. And the house smells like strawberries. Smells good. To be honest, I can't think of a better way to spend the afternoon than transplanting my seeds into these little, oh, sun's behind me now, into these little pots that I created out of toilet paper and paper towel rolls. Easy peasy. I'll have a link. And I also added the tomato spikes, and I have my Velcro, which I like to use, but I don't need it quite yet, but at least they're all in place. So I have some organic potting soil, organic gardening, and I'm going to fill these up using my trusty Tim Holtz scissors. I'm actually going to make the divots in them, and I have extras if I need to make more. And I'm going to transplant all of these that have already sprouted, these in particular because I don't want them to die off. These are the Suchard, the cucumbers, and the kohlrabi has taken off like gangbusters. And then chatting with my mom earlier, she has never had kohlrabi, so I'm going to have to school her. And there's more cucumbers, basil's coming in, even the dill. Look at the tiny little fronds of dill. Nature is pretty miraculous, isn't it? So then, zucchini is kind of taking sweet time, but it's okay. Everything grows in its own time. So I'm going to fill these and then transplant these in here. Subdivide. They're too big for these spots now. Alright, so I have pulled out some of the cucumbers. Hopefully you're not getting too much of a glare. And you could see the root development. I just break it up gently. And then I have one that I could put in each one of these. And I should probably go get a Sharpie and write down what's in each one. So I'll do that, and see, I just filled up the, sorry, glare, shadow. You're getting me. So I just poke a little with the end of my scissors. You can use a pen, anything. So you could tuck in one of these little sprouts. Look at healthy root development, and then I'll water them all in, but in the meantime I will go grab a Sharpie. I forgot to do that, so I can mark so I know exactly what that is, because at this stage cucumbers and zucchini and lots of things look very similar, so I can't just second guess what they are. And then I'll move on to the kohlrabi. Look at the purple stems of those, and the Swiss chard, you can tell which ones are going to be yellow versus red. Really cool. So, yeah, that's what I'll be doing for a while. And all this is the lid from this container. I just took the lid, and they sit nicely together because they're squared off, versus if you just leave them round, they could wobble back and forth. But they're tucked in pretty nicely. I'll show you what it looks like as I progress. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a hawk. Soaring high above me, looking for a snack. Wow. So, hey, look, cucumbers. I'm making more boxes, and I didn't think it would be possible, but I think I'm going to run out. I'll have to check to see if I have any more stashes in my craft space of the toilet paper or paper towel rolls, because I have a few more cucumbers left, and then I have another set of cucumbers and kohlrabi and all of this, so I might have to start giving cucumbers away. I think that's all I'm going to be able to do today. I transplanted all of the regular cucumbers, or no, bush cucumbers. And a few of the Swiss chard and a little bit of the kohlrabi. So yeah, there's more to do. And I think next these have to be done. But I know I need to label those and look for more of these paper towel toilet paper rolls. I could have sworn I had another stash somewhere, so I'll have to look. It's probably somewhere in a safe place. So, basil, compact basil. Chervil hasn't come up. I'm not sure if it's a dud of seed pack, which is possible. And tiny little wispy dill. So yeah, I better go in and download some of my videos because it looks like my memory card's almost out of space. Perfect timing. I'll go get a drink too. And then come back and water these in.